Here are 3 players to watch in the NCAA tournament that if you don't know, you better ask somebody. Everyone just loves New Mexico to upset number 6, have the potential to go at least one more round. Deron Holmes, Shahade Wells, and Enrique Freeman, 3 players you have to know about. Let's try that again. Mike Randle here, FTN Fantasy College Basketball Show. Back in the house with you folks after a 5-1 day in the FTN Fantasy Discord. We are thrilled to be back here. Huge slate. I have 25 picks for you today. 25 picks for you, and we'll go over the parlay as well. Interesting ones, early, late, the whole thing. We have you covered here at FTN. No problem. So let's get ready to rock and roll. Who is in the chat? I need to know right away. Let's get going. Jameson, you are here. West Virginia in the house. Great to see you, buddy. Beautiful day to win some bets. Thank you. Hi, Roland. Let's get to a Costco. You are regular. I love it. Love it. Good person in chat here. Thank you very much. 5-1 day disco. Yes, very good. The only one we missed on, very upset, Colorado. Very upset about Colorado there. Cincinnati needed a win. Colorado a little soft. At the altitude, we get to them. By the way, was it Janikowski missing 3 free throws, down 4 with about a minute left? Fouled on a 3, missed all 3, 55-51. Seriously, Andre? Seriously. Okay. I'll finally get to see this live. Hugh, great to have you live here, buddy. Appreciate it. Trevor, Trevor, this is bad. Let's not. I stayed away. I didn't like this one at all. Didn't like this one at all. Don't like it at all. 25 in the highest. We have 25 going here. Brian, get to see you as well. Clear head wags. Let's go. Here we go, buddy. Here we go. Let's get into it. Go through it. Something's going to make you laugh. I have to tell you, I'm really excited about this. Put a lot of time into these, thinking about them this morning, trying to get us rolling. Want to get on the right side of 50 units. That's what I want to do. 50 units, right side of them heading into today. The first one, ready? Please don't pass out from excitement. Yes, we are going to roll here with the clapper himself at Iona, Tobin Anderson. We are taking Iona minus 11.5 against Canisius. Canisius is horrific. Now, it's still Iona, who I do not like, and I do not like recommending coaches and teams that I've hated all year. Canisius, folks, is 1-15. They lost away at Sacred Heart by 17, gave up 99 points. They lost away at Bradley by 32, away at Loyola, missing players by 12, away at Bobby Morris by 8. They gave up 108 to Maryland. They are horrific. If Iona can't get this one, then I don't know what they're going to get here. Iona should turn them over. Great on the boards. Very aggressive under Tobin Anderson. Should shoot well from 3 at home. They played well against St. Peter's and beat St. Peter's at home by 9. They only have to beat Canisius by 2. I would look at Iona's over on this one. I think they're going to turn them over. They play at the absolute fastest pace in the MAC. And they are top 70 in the country, number 3 at forcing turnovers. I think Canisius really struggles here. Rebuilding under Jim Christian, former Boston College coach. They are terrible on the boards. They're good at making free throws. So if Iona fouls them, they can keep it close. But I am going to lay 11.5 with Iona. This one is not in the parlay, guys. But we want to kick it off here. We have this one as well. Delaware is one of the best 3-point shooting teams in the country. And now they are home here against Stony Brook. They're shooting 39.4% from 3-point range, Delaware. That is 11th best. And they are coming off a loss away at Hampton. So you're going to get max effort here. They push the pace. They're good on offense. They make their free throws. Stony Brook has lost 5 straight games, including the last 3 at home. Could they rally the troops at Delaware? I guess. But they have Towson away coming up, which is really difficult. And again, they just lost at Northeastern at home. They're not good against defending the 3. They're one of the worst teams defending the 3 in the entire nation. And within CAA play, Geno Ford, Stony Brook Seawolves, and my wife went there, so I feel bad saying this, giving up 44% from 3-point range. Delaware gets hot tonight. You can name your score on this one. It's only 24 because I don't like laying big numbers. You guys know I'm much better with underdogs. We have people in the chat who take the money line on my underdogs and have done very well this year. Underdogs, well over 70%. Favorites are okay. They're just not great. So I'm not going to lay 10.5 and put that as a top play, but I do like Delaware tonight. I'm an Arkansas State guy. Louisiana got rid of Bob Marlin. I guess that was a long time coming, but I think Bob Marlin's a good coach. They got a little bump right away, but they sort of come back down to earth. They got the bump there. They beat App State at home. Then they went away at McNeese. They played well. Coastal Carolina away, they won, which was a miracle. You don't win at Coastal Carolina. That's a spoiler alert. Then they got blitzed away by Georgia State by 24. Old Dominion at home, they lost by 11. They did beat Louisiana Monroe, who is god-awful, by 3 at home. This is a bad spot for them. Going to Arkansas State. Arkansas State just beat Troy. They are 3-2. They have to right the ship after losing to James Madison and South Alabama away. They want to play for seeding in the Sun Belt. Brian Hodgson's a really good coach. They don't turn the ball over. They're very good on defense. Georgia State home coming up, so no look-ahead spot. I believe in Arkansas State. It is a hefty, hefty number, which is why it is one of the bottom picks. Remember, the picks I'm giving you now going in reverse order of confidence. I mean, Arkansas State could win by 12 when we lose this pick, so make it a half unit. I don't care. But I think Arkansas State wins. I think Louisiana is going the wrong way. They got a bump when they lost Bob Marlin, but now they're sort of back the other direction. They also have a road game at Louisiana Monroe coming up, so I kind of like this one, but it's a lot of points. Laying the big points continues here with number 22, UMBC minus 13.5 versus New Hampshire. UMBC has gotten it together. They were not good early in the season, lost 3 straight games at home, St. Peter's, Hampton, BU. But since then, they've done fairly well. They're 5-4. They went away to Georgetown and lost, but since then, Georgia Tech away, scored 82, lost by 9. That's an ACC program. It's not a bad game. Marist away, who's one of the best teams, Marist, one of the best teams in their conference. They're actually the top of the MAC. They're doing very well. They're 5-0. They lost away in overtime. American, who is, again, one of the best teams in their conference, who's playing really well in the Patriot League, they beat them away in 2 overtimes. Those are 3 impressive wins by UMBC. Binghamton away, they lost by 5. That's fine. Then they went to NJIT and just drilled them by 23. So UMBC shoots a 3 well. They play with a lot of pace. The one thing New Hampshire struggles with is they're not coming back from big deficits. They're kind of like Virginia in that way. They're not coming back if they're down by a lot, and they're not strong enough to control it. So UMBC finally home, guys, after 5 straight road games. UMBC away Georgia Tech, away Marist, away American, away Binghamton, away NJIT. They are finally home now to New Hampshire. I think they get a bump at home. And New Hampshire, big win over Binghamton at home. Nice job, guys. Prior to that, you were 2-15. So New Hampshire, again, 4 picks, laying big spreads, which I do not like to do. That's why I put them at the end. But I do think UMBC covers this one. I do. Minus 13.5. The homecoming after 5 straight games, and the pace just gets out of control for New Hampshire, who is not built to come back from double-digit deficits. So a 10-point deficit is a really 20-point deficit. Marvin Menzies in the house. One of my good friends growing up, Troy Menzel, I knew as Menzies. So I love Marvin Menzies. Kansas City, a little too many points here at North Dakota State. Kansas City was 2-0 in the Summit League and had won 6 straight games before they were tripped up away at Nebraska Omaha. I think that was a mistake. They are very good on defense. They're number 1 in the Summit League at effective field goal percentage allowed. They're number 2 in defensive rebounding. And now they're going against a North Dakota State team that likes to shoot the 3 for sure, but I am not so sure. They don't force any turnovers. They are the 2nd worst team in the nation at forcing turnovers. So they let you get comfortable, and they play at a slow pace, which is exactly what Kansas City wants to do. Kansas City also plays at a slow pace here. So you have 2 very slow-paced teams playing at North Dakota State. I like the 8.5 points. I'm going to take the big number there on the road with Kansas City, who is playing really well. They won at Wichita by 10. They won at Portland by 5. They beat Bowling Green at home. They beat East Tennessee State at home. They beat South Dakota. Oral Roberts are playing very well. They just got tripped up in Nebraska Omaha. They had a big game. That's fine. Slow pace, a lot of points. I'll take it, plus 8.5. I think Bryant is very good. I think Bryant thinks they can win their America East Conference. And honestly, guys, they may be right about that. Bryant weathered the storm without Rafael Pinzon, their leading scorer, for 2 games. They drubbed Maine and they drubbed Vermont in their first 2 America East battles. So they're 2-0. They want to win the conference. They can. You got Pinzon. You have Earl Timberlake, 2 elite scorers, 60 points per game. And junior Barry Evans, he's had, 8 straight games, double-digit scoring. Albany's metrics inside conference, by the way, guys, 18% from 3-point range, 65% from the free throw line, and allowing opponents to shoot 60% from inside the arc. Think about that. 18% from 3-point range, can't make their free throws to 65%, and allowing 60% from the field. Is that a team you want to back? I know it's 3.5, and I'm laying it on the road. I'm going to do it. I'm taking Bryant minus 3.5. Florida Gulf Coast. This is West Georgia's first year in Division I. They're shooting 56% from the foul line. 56%. Maybe the worst team in college basketball. And those are their 4 games in the A-Sun. Now, they just played West Georgia on January 2nd, and Florida Gulf Coast won by 11. That spread was 8. So normally in the spots, if you watch the show, it's the flip-flop theory. One team wins and covers the first game, then the other team wins and covers the second game, even if it's on the road. Problem is, do I think that applies to a first-year Division I program? We're in the flip-flop theory here, first-year Division I program? I don't think so. Florida Gulf Coast minus 10.5. Solid team, very athletic, up and down the floor. I think they're ready to go here in the A-Sun. They are 3-1. They stumbled against Queens away. They have a rematch with Queens coming up at home. You want to say it's a look ahead, I guess. I just think they're better under Pat Chambers than West Georgia, and I don't buy the flip-flop theory with a West Georgia first-year D1 program. Maybe West Georgia keeps us close in the first half, so stay away from the first half game, but I think Florida Gulf Coast pulls away at the end. This is an auto play, an automatic play. I know that High Point is better than Longwood. I understand that. But you are not giving me 5.5 points at home with Longwood in the conference. We are just not doing that here. High Point was the preseason favorite. Winthrop was second in the Big South. Longwood was third. So they're very good. Griff Aldrich, 20-plus wins in 3 straight seasons. The metrics are far superior to High Point. I get that. But this is Longwood as an auto play. This is a conference game favored on the road against a really good team in Longwood that's well coached with a veteran who's been there for a while, that's had success. I know High Point is good. It's an auto play for me. High Point is better, so I don't have this one higher, but I'll take Longwood plus 5.5. Jacksonville matches up very well with North Alabama. North Alabama and Tony Pujols, relentless rebounding team. Look at their rebounding metrics. They're very strong offensive, defensive boards, but they can struggle on offense. Jacksonville's also elite defensively, so you may want to look at the under here. They lead all the A-Sun teams in the critical metrics through the first 4 games. Defense, effective field goal percentage allowed, 3-point percentage allowed, 2-point percentage allowed, and the Dolphins also shoot well from 3. So you have a Dolphin team at home, really good defensively, against North Alabama, who can struggle. Jacksonville's going to be ready for this game. Dolphins plus 1.5 against North Alabama. Sandwich spot for Northeastern. They just won at Stony Brook. Congratulations. But they're in the midst of the following run, Northeastern. At Townsend, at Stony Brook, at UNC Wilmington, at Charleston. I mean, just the 4 best teams in the conference, and they're all on the road. UNC Wilmington just lost to Hofstra, and they're a good rebounding team. This is a good spot for the Seahawks to sort of roll here. Northeastern has not beaten UNC Wilmington since 2020. Little stat that I found. UNC Wilmington minus 6. People will flock to Northeastern in this game. Northeastern good at home under Bill Cohen, who's been there for 3,000 years. But on the road here, I like UNC Wilmington to cover. My issue with UNC Wilmington, what I've seen what them do recently, is they are 12-5, and they had the loss to Hofstra, but they're struggling on offense. But they don't turn the ball over, and they're great on the offensive boards. They beat Campbell. They beat Monmouth before that pretty comfortably. Bad game against Hofstra away, but they battled well, and Hofstra's really well coached. I don't think Northeastern's really great. There's no look-ahead spots to William & Mary. I'm taking them here. This is a good one because people are going to be on Quinnipiac. Joe Gallo and Merrimack in that zone are an absolute pain. Now, remember, Merrimack was in the Northeast Conference. They joined the MAC this year for the first time. How have they done in the MAC? They're 5-0. That's what Merrimack is. The Warriors under Joe Gallo play that zone. They force a ton of turnovers. You have to try to split the point at the top and feed the post, and they're excellent at it, and they make their free throws. I think this is their point here to announce that they are ready and challenging for the conference. They're 5-0. Marist 5-0. Quinnipiac's 5-1. I don't think Quinnipiac's ready for what they're getting here. Quinnipiac just beat Iona barely, and Siena before that. But they don't shoot the 3 well, Quinnipiac. 26% from 3-point range. You're going to get open shots against Merrimack zone, but you got to make them. And that's what really concerns me here with Quinnipiac. I'm taking Merrimack to sort of shock the MAC. Merrimack plus 2.5 at Quinnipiac with their zone. I like this pick a lot. I may move this one up later. Check the Discord. You'll see all the picks and where they're at. Elon is really good, and they're also very physical. Elon here at Drexel, remarkable job by Billy Taylor. And you saw John Fanta, the announcer, put out how good they're doing. He put out a little tweet about how well they are. They've been excellent. 3-1 here in the CAA. Great at defending the three, great at defending inside the arc, and fantastic in the offensive boards. They are top 10 in the nation at offensive rebounding. They're going to come in and push Drexel around a little bit. Drexel's not great on the boards, especially within conference. They're also shooting 57% from the free throw line. This is a classic spot. You got Drexel coming off a loss, OT loss at home to Townsend. So you're going to get a good effort initially. But I think they're going to have some foul trouble. I think they're going to get pushed around a little bit by Elon. Elon here has Delaware away. I get it's not good, but not great. But they've had a pretty easy start to the schedule. They have their tougher teams like Townsend, UNC Wilmington, Hofstra. They have those games coming up later in the season. They're going to take care of business here. I like Elon plus 1.5, even on the money line. No one's ready for their physicality. Billy Taylor's done a great job. The Phoenix are rising. Elon here, plus 1.5. Let me get to one more, and then I'll get to the comments. I see them flying in. Louisiana Tech has righted the ship. This is why you come to the FTN College Basketball Show. Louisiana Tech was the favorite in Conference USA. Lost back-to-back to UTEP and New Mexico State. They lost to New Mexico State by 30. Ruined a parlay for me, by the way. Very upset about that at the end of the night. However, since then, they have gotten the ship righted under Talvin Hester. FIU home by 17. Liberty home, the class here, one of the class of the Conference USA, beat them 79-74. There is no sleepy spot here. They are headed to Jacksonville State on the road. Jacksonville State, very up and down. They don't force turnovers. They're only shooting 22% from three-point range. They're not great on offense. They're not great on the boards. They're fine. It's just Louisiana Tech has gotten things going. This number, if they played earlier, before they went on the losing streak, I think would be 5.5 or 6. So you're getting a 3.5. I think it was a 3. It's rising. Wouldn't be surprised me to see it 4, 4.5. I'm taking Louisiana Tech with the momentum. They need to get rolling here. They are 2-2 in Conference USA as a preseason favorite. They are behind UTEP. They're behind Middle Tennessee State, and they're behind New Mexico State, who's going to lose tonight, by the way. So I'm taking Louisiana Tech. They've gotten the worst days behind them. They're still great on offense. They're great defending the three. They're solid. I think they're going to give up their turnover problems and be solid tonight, and they're going to cover on the road at Jacksonville State. Let's get to the comments here. Flying like crazy right now. Let's see. Yeah, college basketball, it's up and down during holiday season, Wags. That's the problem because, teams are away and their fans aren't there. But we're finding our way, and we're still plodding ahead and doing real well. Let's see here. Marist St. Peter's under Don. Yeah, it's a good point. Both are really good defensively. I stayed away from this game because I like Marist. My brother-in-law thinks I'm crazy. I love Marist. It's just this is a spot for them to lose. They're 12-2. They're 5-0. They're on an 8-game winning streak, and now they're going away to St. Peter's with Bashir Mason, who's really good defensive coach. I'm fine with the under there. Both teams are struggling. What's it at? I mean, Ken Palm's got it 119. It can't be more than 120. Yeah, that's a tough one. It depends on what that is. Darryl, I gave you there. Like Merrimack, like Elon, like Longwood. There you go. Very simple. Yeah, UMBC, king of little people. Trevor, my high school coach Kevin Stinson used to say, king of little people. That's what I think they are. Hey, Tommy, what's up? JMU and Nebraska. Tommy, we're going to slide past this comment because I may be on the other side. Let's see. Jerry's taking Albany home with the points. Really, Jerry? Jerry, I don't know about it. Let me see. Let me see what Jerry thinks here. Hold on a second. Jerry, coming out on fire. Coming in hot, Jerry, with Albany. Not impressed with Bryant, huh? How are they going to stop Pinzone and Timberlake and all those guys? Albany's that good? I don't know about that. Albany plus 4.5. All right, you guys don't like Bryant. Okay, I get it. It's fine. Quick leans tonight. Morehead. We'll get to these. Yeah, I got a lot of these coming up. Washington State. Darryl, I think there's better choices. No, I don't flip, Jerry. Jerry, I'm not flipping anything. West Georgia. Get out of here. We're not doing that. You got to hit the like button. Thank you, Hugh. I appreciate you, brother. Thank you. It is free, Tom. You got to get in the Discord because Discord's where we're at. Once we get to the March Madness, you got to be in the Discord because we got Frank Brank's models. We're going to have all our future plays. Last year, he hit 2 massive long shots. I think one was the Pac-12. There's a couple he hit massive last year, but you got to be in the Discord. You get the lines early, get the leans early. You can ask questions. We can talk about it. This is the free show, of course, and I love it. But really, I hope this makes you want to come to FTN Fantasy and subscribe. Like the Merrimack play. I agree, Wags. Yep, I'm in the house. Oh, Cocky Bryant. Very good to do. Very good. Yes, Cocky Bryant. Yes. Well, I think they've learned, though. They were Cocky Bryant last year. I think they've learned. Very good. Yeah, Elon is my squad. I like Marist as well. Yeah, I get it. Niall, you're back, buddy. Hey, Niall, good to see you, man. Glad to have you back here. Alec, yeah, good day yesterday. We're going to go up and down, guys. We're going to have good days, bad days. Sunday was brutal. We lost 2 by the hook on like the last second. The Oregon game was god-awful, -1.5. But you got to stay with it. We're making that march to 100 units. We're going to get there. And I defy you to show somebody else who's up that many units in college basketball. And Frank Brank's great. Ryan Coleman, Gus Kearns, Walt Waddell. The whole crew's here. We got it rolling on. Josh Gross in there killing it, women's college basketball. You know the drill. Let's see what we got. Cocky Bryant. I'm still laughing. That was last year. Cocky Bryant. Really funny. Hi, Roland in the house. Appreciate it. That's right, brother. I'm here to make you laugh. Here we go. Let's keep going. Sorry. Yeah, bounce back spot. South Dakota State. Remember I told you I'm afraid of South Dakota State early in the year because they lost all their players. They're normally really good. Eric Henderson's a great coach. They dominate the Summit League, and they ended up losing, 80% of their minutes from last year. So here we go. South Dakota State's going to be up and down all year. They were gaming against Alabama away, lost that. So here's what they've done so far in the Summit League. They beat Denver at home by 21. They go away to St. Thomas and lose by 1. That's brutal. They go away to Nebraska Omaha. They lose by 7. That's brutal. Here's what's brutal. They're really good. And when they come home, they're tough. And they're number 1. South Dakota State is number 1 in defensive rebounding in the country. In the country. South Dakota. No one rebounds better than South Dakota State in the entire country. And in the Summit League, they're great on the offensive boards. They're great on the defensive boards. Where have they struggled? South Dakota State Jackrabbits are not scoring at their normal pace. But their defense is really good. I think they get right at home. They're playing a North Dakota team that's just been up and down under Paul Say. They're not great this year. They're terrible at defending the 3, 45%. They're terrible at making threes, 28%. They're terrible at defending inside the arc. They do force turnovers, but South Dakota State's not going to turn the ball over. I think South Dakota State gets right here, shoots threes, pulls away, wins by 15. I got them here. And it's close to a top 10 play, but not exactly. I love Florida International against New Mexico State. New Mexico State burned me earlier when they destroyed Louisiana Tech. But, guys, this spot could not be any better. New Mexico State has won 6 straight games. New Mexico State is 3-0 in Conference USA. Jason Hooten, hats off, man. Great job. However, they have Liberty away coming up on Saturday. That's the game, 48 hours from now. They are not fired up for FIU at all. And I've seen FIU. They're kind of a pain. They force a lot of turnovers. They're very aggressive at home, get up and down the floor. They're good on the offensive boards. New Mexico State's thing is they're not great on offense. They're very physical, and that's fine. And they blew out Louisiana Tech because they got hot from three-point range. I just don't think this is going to continue. They're shooting 35% within conference play, and their metrics are off the chart. That's not going to continue, and they play at a very, very slow pace. A slow-paced team on the road that's due to regress in a look-ahead spot against Liberty, against an FIU team that I kind of like, that gets up and down the floor, plays really well. I saw them beat Western Kentucky at home by 19. That was impressive. I like FIU in this spot. And then give me 4.5. It was 5.5. I'm going to take them there. Coastal Carolina at home. You take Coastal Carolina on the road, you fade. Been doing it for years. You go to that gym. It's a pain to play Coastal Carolina. They do very well at home. Louisiana Monroe, they beat by 19. They played well. They had 2 road games at App State, who has totally turned things around now. App State is up, is really rolling. Lost to them by 23. Then Georgia State, they lost away by 5. So they're playing now. Georgia Southern, they're home. They're great on the boards. They're great making free throws. They don't turn you over a lot. I just don't think Georgia Southern's very good. They lost 3 straight games. They're in the midst of a 4-game road trip. Away, Georgia State lost in overtime. Battled well at Marshall and lost. This one's going to be a rough one here. Coastal Carolina at home, a team I always take. Can you explain to me why Minnesota is getting credit here? This line was 10.5. It's going the other way. Have you seen how this Michigan team eats up inferior opponents? Have you seen this Michigan team go away to USC and destroy them, and UCLA away and win by 20, and Washington at home and pull away by 16? What are we afraid of here with Minnesota? Danny Wolf is one of the hardest matchups in all of college basketball. Big 6'10", 7-footer, can dribble, can shoot threes. He's a great passer. He's making Vlad Golden so much money because Vlad Golden is somehow going to get in the NBA somewhere because he's getting easy passes from Danny Wolf. Danny Wolf is an NBA player. Danny Wolf is going to be a first-round pick, whether you like it or not. He is that good. So I don't know why this number is going the wrong way. They played Northwestern at home. You tell me it's a look-ahead spot? No way. No one can guard Danny Wolf. Minnesota lost away at Maryland. They got destroyed away by Wisconsin. They did play Ohio State tough at home, but they lost at home number 2. I don't have a clue. The only reason is somebody's hurt. I don't know it yet. But this line is going the wrong way. I like Michigan here, -9.5. App State is scalding hot. This is a rivalry game. It makes me a little nervous, 4.5. That's why I didn't put it higher. App State is absolutely on fire. Dustin Kearns is a tremendous coach. He's going to get it right. They lost 4 straight games. High Point, Louisiana, North Texas, Troy. However, since that point, Texas State home won by 11. Coastal Carolina home blitzed by 23. James Madison drilled them by 20. Now they have James Madison coming up away after this. So this Old Dominion game is sandwiched between the 2 games against James Madison, which I don't like. But they are playing so well right now, and it's only 4.5. I'm going to take them. Old Dominion has won 3 straight games. They are playing well also. It's a frisky spot here. I wish it was a pick or 1. Then it would be easy. I get it if you don't like it because you're worried App State's going to regress, but I'm rolling with it. Notice it's not part of the parlay, but I am putting it in there. I am going with App State -4.5 at Old Dominion. Rider away plays well. Rider at home stinks. Look it up at their numbers against the spread. It's bizarre. Mount St. Mary's has actually played fairly well. They won away at Miami, and they're great at defending the 3. They beat Niagara, Manhattan, and Sacred Heart 3 straight games. They are 4-1 here in the MAC. Donnie Lind, tremendous job. And within conference, they are great on offense. They're great at making threes. They're great at defending the 3. They are right here. The only game they lost was away at Marist. You know, Marist is good. Rider coming off a win over Niagara, but prior to that, they had lost 9 straight games. This Rider team doesn't shoot well from 3. They are the worst team in the MAC at defending 3-pointers, allowing 43%. They are the worst team in the MAC at defending inside the arc, allowing 57%, and they don't make a lot of their shots. I like Mount St. Mary's. You want to throw this one in the parlay, that's fine with me. I'll decide exactly what I'm doing with the parlay when I put it in Discord. But Mount St. Mary's top 7 play for me also falls into this rule that I have where you have a home team plus or minus 1.5. I'll take Mount St. Mary's laying the points here at Rider 1.5. The fate of JMU continues. This is also a sleepy spot for JMU because JMU is in the middle of 2 games against Appalachian State. So that works both ways here. James Madison, like I said, I think their lines are a little bit inflated. You're going to get max effort here. They played Marshall away and they lost by 2. This is a bizarre schedule for James Madison, so be careful with this one. They played away at Marshall, lost by 2. They played away at Appalachian State, lost by 20. Now, you would think the flip-flop rule's in effect here, which it could be because they're playing Marshall and Appalachian State again. So they're going Marshall, Appalachian State, Marshall, Appalachian State. It's 6.5. It's high. Marshall has played well lately. They do have a sandwich spot here, but they should have beat Troy at home. They played really well. So they beat Texas State at home. They should have beat Troy at home. They lost by 1. They beat James Madison home. They beat Georgia Southern home. They're playing really well. I would not be surprised if James Madison wins this game. I would be surprised if James Madison wins by 7 in this game. So tough spot here. I'm taking Marshall plus 6.5 against JMU team I've been fading all year long. Get ready, brother-in-law, Joe Polino. Get ready. Oh, yeah, we're going back to Vermont. We are. I think Vermont has turned a corner. You know, I've been dying to get back on this bandwagon. Was I really ever off, by the way? Was I hanging on by a thread? They lost away at Bryant, which shows you how good Bryant is. For all you Albany fans out there, I think Vermont's turned a corner. I think they're going to be good here at home against Binghamton. It's 11.5. They have not been good this year, but their defense inside the arc is really good. Binghamton's going to have to jack some threes. They're terrible at defending the 3. They're the worst team in the America East at defending the 3. Binghamton, they lost 3 of the last 4. They lost away at New Hampshire by 7. They lost to New Hampshire by 7, but they can't lose to Vermont by 12. Really? I'm with trepidation. I'm going Vermont minus 11.5 here. Sacred Heart stinks. I like what Jerry McNamara is doing up in Siena. I'll take Siena here and lay the small number at home. They went away to Quinnipiac and Iona. Those were 2 tough spots. But prior to that, they beat Manhattan at home. They played American at home. They won by 8. He's getting them to play hard, and Sacred Heart just stinks. I just don't like what Anthony Latine is doing. I don't like Sacred Heart. I just think they're just not impressive at any phase of the game. not great on, they turn the ball over a lot. They're not great from free throws. They're terrible defending the threes. This is a tough place to play. I'm taking Siena -1. They're home. I just don't like Sacred Heart. That's what it is. They have tough games coming up, Merrimack and St. Mary's, but they've lost 2 straight games. You need a good effort here from McNamara. I believe in them. Temple usually plays Memphis well, and I think it's too many points here with Memphis. I know Memphis has been impressive and has done a nice job. 4 straight games. They've won Mississippi, Florida Atlantic, North Texas, East Carolina, but they're going away here. They blew out Florida Atlantic away, but I think it's more about Florida Atlantic. Adam Fisher does a good job with Temple, and they usually are very good defensively and have played Memphis well. Last year, they lost at home by 7. And remember, last year they had the incredible run in the AAC tournament. Year before that, they lost at home by 2 to Memphis. They went away to Memphis. They lost by 9. So Temple usually plays them very tough, and they're physical. I could see this being a sloppy game for Memphis, coming off the 4 straight wins. They're away at Charlotte. They have Wichita State, UAB. So tough games coming up. They do shoot the 3 well, so Temple's going to have to stop that. But Temple actually only allowing opponents 30% from 3-point range. And within the AAC, they're only allowing 29%. So give me some hot shooting from Temple, who, by the way, in their 3 games are shooting 50% from 3-point range. They should shoot well at home here. I like Temple getting 8.5. Western Illinois stinks. Western Illinois, the Leathernecks, one of the greatest names in college basketball. Western Illinois, usually pretty good on the boards, but they've been a wreck this year. Chad Boudreau, his second year, they're starting to decrease from where they used to be. Western Illinois used to be really good under Rob Jeter. Rob Jeter now went out to Southern Utah, got the job there after doing well at Western Illinois. They've lost 4 of their last 5, the Leathernecks. They lost to Tennessee Martin at home, who's awful. Then they lost at home to Tennessee State by 20. Now they're going away to Morehead State. Jonathan Maddox first year at Morehead State, which means it takes a while to figure it out, and they started 3-6. But since the 3-6 start, they've won 7 of their last 8 games, and they're 5-1 in the Ohio Valley. So Morehead State is becoming what we know Morehead State is going to be, which is one of the elite teams in the Ohio Valley. They're great on the boards. They're great both offensive and defensive boards, and they're great inside the arc. They're returning to where they need to be. They have Lindenwood coming up, so there's no look-ahead spot. They've won 2 straight games. Western Illinois is not good. It's 7.5. I think that's way too many. Wouldn't be surprised if Morehead State blows them out here by 20. And number 1, just for fun, yes, we are going to Stan Johnson. You know, this one is tricky. I put it at number 1 partially to make you guys laugh. Loyola Marymount is, you're going to live and die by the 3, but when they make the 3, they can actually compete. And Lorenzo Romar is on their bench, the former coach of Washington, so he's done a good job. They beat Oregon State at home by 21. They beat a good North Alabama team at home by 17. They beat Southern at home by 16. They beat UC Santa Barbara, who's good at home. When they're home, they're dangerous. Now, they struggle against Gonzaga because Gonzaga is really good. I don't think Santa Clara's of that ilk. Santa Clara has the big. Santa Clara does what they do under Herb Sendek. They're on quite a run. They've won 9 of their last 10 games, but they've had 2 overtime games in their last 4 matchups. And who does Santa Clara have on Saturday? They have Gonzaga away. Look ahead spot. I'm back at Stan Johnson. The apocalypse is upon us. You know that, guys. I am taking Loyola Marymount plus 5.5 here as my top pick. What is the world coming to? All right, let me get to your questions and we'll get out of here. Let's see. Let's see what we got. Sorry. Staying away from this one. Maurice, no feel on that one. No, Townsend, I wasn't sure about either. Is Townsend playing Hofstra, Maurice? Is that who they're playing? I think that's they're playing Hofstra. Speedy's a really good coach. They don't make free throws. I like Townsend. They're tough at home, but they don't make free throws. 65%. I did think there's better spots. Let's see. Yeah, I like IFLU. They've played well. They've been aggressive. They get in the passing lanes. They're turning people over. And they're much better at home. Danny Wolf assists. Yeah, the juice Trevor was minus 140. I'm probably going back to Danny Wolf points. I'm going to put that in the Discord. I think he's only 11.5 for some reason. And I get it. He passes a lot, but he could also dominate. Appreciate it, Hugh. Yeah, let's get the likes going here. Always likes and subscribe, all that fun stuff. Let's see. Jerry, tell me what are you talking about, Jerry, with the which one is that? 1.5. I'm not sure which one you're talking about. You can do that, Jerry. That's fine. And it's a sandwich spot. I'm still staying with it because I've found more often than not, Jerry, that the coaches and the teams I have a read on, I should not back off. For example, Scott Cross struggled. Last night he covered no problem. So I am against JMU here. But I get it. I understand. Jameson, I know, is crazy. Vermont, right? It's just crazy. I'm back. Yeah, I think so. I think we get it rolled tonight. I hope we do at least. Could be. Yep. I know, Jameson, I know. But I was off them for like 4 weeks, right? Be proud of me. I did stay away for 4 weeks. If you're addicted to Kit Kats or something like that, I stopped eating the candy. I like Temple as well. Yeah, against Memphis for sure. Plus 3.5 for Merrimack. I would grab that. I like Merrimack in the spot a lot. Remember, you're going to tell me that they don't know Quinnipiac. Yeah, I think Quinnipiac doesn't know them either. That's the concern with them being in here. Finally, let's see what we got. Maryland, I got no feel on Maryland. Northwestern. I wasn't sure, Hugh. I stayed away. No feel whatsoever. I don't like Maryland. I don't like them. I leaned Northwestern, but they've been god-awful here. And Maryland is king of the little people, and I need to know, is Northwestern a legit team or are they little people in the Big Ten? I can't figure that out. Utah Valley, North Arlington, I got nothing. Let's see. $1 beer night at Towson. We'll do with that as you want, guys. There's the information for you. I like Elon. Dan, I put it at the beginning. I liked Elon, the physicality, the 1.5 on the road I'm fine with. I like that spot because you're always tempted to take the home favorite by 1.5. Yeah, we'll do the parlay. Let me pick the parlay for you here, Anthony. I appreciate it. I'll pick the parlay. Here we go. I put them in order, but I'm going to jump around here. Which ones do I feel the most strongly about? This is nuts, by the way, that I'm doing this. I am definitely putting Loyola Marymount in the parlay. That is going in. They're home. It's the magic number of 5.5. Santa Clara's got to look ahead to Gonzaga. They shoot well at home. That one's in there for sure. I think the Leathernecks stink. I do like Morehead State tonight as well. That will go in the parlay for sure. Should I do it? Should I do it, Jameson? Should I do it? I think I should, buddy. I think I should. There's the parlay. Vermont minus 11.5. We'll put them in. I won't put Marshall in because of what everybody was saying. I believe in the Mount. I think Ryder stinks. I believe in the Mount. You can parlay the Mount as well and put them in there. Also, App State Old Dominion makes me nervous. Coastal Carolina at home. It's a great spot for FIU. We're going there with the parlay. It's a great spot for FIU. It's just such a sleepy spot for New Mexico. And yeah, I'll add Coastal. That'll be the parlay. I'll add Coastal because I like Coastal Carolina at home, and I think it's a bounce back. So here we go. Here's the parlay. I'll put in the Discord later. I got FIU. I got Coastal. The Mount at Ryder. Ryder stinks. We got to put Vermont just because we have to make people get mad at me. We'll have Morehead State, and maybe we'll get lucky. It'll come down to Stan Johnson tonight, late night. We may want to hedge on that one. I don't know, guys. But we'll go Loyola Marymount plus 5.5. So you got a 1, 2, 3, 4, 16 parlay. Should be good. Yeah. Any more comments, then we'll get out of here. Appreciate it, Hugh. Thanks for being here, buddy. Tommy B, you're the man. Trevor, Rutgers needs to win in the worst way. Harper's back. He looked really good. I get it. It's a Nebraska spot coming off of 2 losses, but Rutgers is a really good coach. I don't know about that. I'm going to pass on that one. Eli, I got to take a look at that one, buddy. Sorry, I don't have anything right now on that. We are out of here, folks. I got to start talking about March Madness content with our people here at FTN. Ready to rock and roll. Jump in, hit like, subscribe, go to FTN Fantasy. You're not going to believe the content we have coming out for March Madness. Frank Brank's working on something that's crazy. It's going to blow your mind for the bracket challenges that you guys have. As always, thank you for joining us. Appreciate you guys. FTN, we find you the edge. Here are 3 players to watch in the NCAA tournament that if you don't know, you better ask them.